Hello everyone, I'm Amit, a researcher and trainer from India, and in today's session we are going to learn about ethical issues in research publications, and two most important ethical issues are intellectual property rights and plagiarism. So let's begin with them. First of all, the intellectual property. Intellectual property actually refers to the creation of the intellect or mind, such as invention, artistic and the literary work, designs and symbols, names or images used in commerce. Now, an intellectual property rights are the rights of the owner or the creator of the information to decide how much information is to be exchanged, shared or distributed. Also, it allows the owner or the creator of the information a right to decide the price of exchanging, sharing or distributing his work. Right. Now, talking about IPR protections. So, owner has every right to protect his or her intellectual property. To protect one's intellectual property rights, one can get information copyrighted, patented or use trademarks. Right. Now, even the provisions are there in the legislation of the countries which gives the protection on the intellectual property. So, in India, there is a list of few such acts which gives the protection. So, the Patent Act 1970, which was amended in 1999, 2002, 2005, the Trademark Act 1999, the Designs Act 2000, the Copyright Act 1957, which is again amended time to time, and the Geographical Indication of Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999, the Semiconductor Integrated Circuit Layout Design Act 2000, the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Right Act 2001, and the Copyright Amendment Act 2012. Now, why intellectual property must be protected? First of all, we should understand this, that intellectual property is an asset for the owner or the creator, which can be used to establish brand value in the market and can be exploited by the owner for commercial gains in any manner. So, when we protect intellectual property, it encourages individual or businesses to create new software, products and their applications, as well as improving existing products or applications. It ensures new ideas, technologies are widely distributed. It promotes investments in the national economy. Intellectual property of a creator shows his competence and establishes a legal and valid ownership, which can be sold or licensed for commercial gains. Now, in order to understand the second concept, that is the plagiarism, which is very important and very vital in research publications. According to Federal Office of Science and Technology Policy, plagiarism is appropriation of another person's idea, processes, results or words without giving appropriate credit. Now, including those obtained through confidential review of others' research proposals or manuscript. This is also happening these days, that editors or reviewers are reviewing other person's research proposals or manuscript, and they are creating their own on the basis of that, sometimes plagiarizing it hugely. So, in simple word, we can understand that plagiarism is stealing someone else's intellectual work or idea and representing it as your own work without citing the source of information. Simply, it's Control plus C, that is copy, and Control plus V, that is paste, copy paste. So, plagiarism can be classified in two ways. One is unintentional, second is intentional. If we talk about the unintentional or accidental plagiarism, it involves like careless paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is like changing the words or sentences construction of a copied document and quoting the text excessively along with the poor documentation. But intentional plagiarism or the deliberately done plagiarism, it includes copying someone else's work, cutting and pasting block of text, any kind of media like audio, video, files, movie clips, from electronic sources without documenting and at the same time publishing it on the web without the permission of the developer or the creator. It's the unintentional plagiarism. Now, what can be plagiarized? According to Higher Education Academy UK, words or languages, ideas, findings, writing, computer programs, diagrams, graphic representation, even graphs, illustrations, information, lectures, printed material, electronic material, any other original work can be plagiarized. So, any of the following act would be termed as plagiarism. That is, using some other author's work without giving credit to the author. Using someone else's work in incorrect form than intended originally by the creator or the author. Modifying or lifting someone's production, such as music composition, etc., without attributing it to the creator of the work. So, giving incorrect or incorrect source of information, that is wrongful citation. So, this is the main reason actually. Proper citation is the key to avoid plagiarism in research publications. So, failure in giving credit or acknowledging the contribution of others in a collaborative effort to which you are also part of, like you are 4 or 5 researcher in the team and you don't give the credit to remaining members of the team, you take credit on your own, and it is also plagiarism. So, plagiarism is an offense? Yes. If plagiarism involves copying not only ideas, but also a substantial portion of the copyrighted work without attribution and without permission, it would amount to both copyright infringement and violation of special right of the author. Now, copyright infringement and the violation of an author's right to be credited are both civil wrongs and criminal offense. A civil suit may be instituted and criminal charges may also be filed, which is punishable offenses and amount to fine and penalties. If you see that what is copyright and what is plagiarism and what is combination of both, we can understand like that. Photocopying a whole journal and distributing it to the student or the co-researcher while giving credit without giving, while giving the credit to the author, but you're doing it without permission actually. This is a violation of the Copyright Act. Now, plagiarism is something like sharing a collection of poetries from 1700 without citing the author, and you're saying like it's mine. So it's a combination of both. If paraphrasing large portion of textbook without crediting the author, you are copying also, you are posing it your own without giving credit. It's like combination. Now, how to avoid the plagiarism? Use your own idea the best way. Cite the sources when someone else's ideas are used. This is the best one. Rewrite others' ideas in your own word. That is paraphrasing. But cite the name of the website or URL or name of the author. Acknowledge them while using someone else's word, even with minor changes. Note it. If by any chance it becomes requisite, mandatory, necessary to use someone else's exact words, don't forget to put them in quotation marks and give credit using in-text citation. Use the bulleted notes in your own words rather than copying the entire content. You can make some points of the paragraphs and just use the bulleted notes. Use online plagiarism checkers like cross-check and Turnitin. Cross-check is nowadays used mostly by the IEEE, Elsevier, etc. Now, how to avoid plagiarism? A simple tip. The key is correct citation, whether it's citing the own work in context, or acknowledging the work of others, or acknowledging the credibility and accuracy of scientific literature. So, these are the key points and these are the references in order to avoid the plagiarism. Thanks, and feel free to ask any question on the topic.